everyone. Welcome back to my channel, The Theoretical Doctor Audio Blogs. Here, I will be sharing an article specially dedicated to a bunch of lovely girls who never fail to make my day as I journey through my first posting of Housemanship. The link to the article of this audio blog is available in the description below if you would prefer to read on it instead. Otherwise, let's begin. At the time of writing this article, I am due to finish my first posting in my housemanship journey. One posting lasts for 4 months, and these 4 months flew by in a blink of an eye. It seemed both quick and also ages ago since I first started. I am tentatively due to complete my posting on the 3rd of November 2023. However, I have a few cumulative leaves that I have planned to use up before starting my next posting. Initially, my aim was to return home and to spend some time with my parents and friends. However, after much consideration, I have decided to take the time to refresh my knowledge prior to entering the following posting, as well as to stock up on necessary snacks and food for my tagging period. What is my next posting? I'll let you know eventually in due time. The orthopedics posting was not fun at first for me, but one I grew to love with time. As in the beginning, I was unable to appreciate the procedures or the various types of cases that are in the posting. It was merely a job list, plenty of procedures, and I was unable to do it. Forget the procedures, even the materials and where it is being kept is such a hassle, as I will search high and low and start asking around for something that I haven't the slightest idea of what it looks like, only to have the nurses reply, "Kamu carilah, doctor. Di situ sajalah," which means, "You just search for it, doctor. It's just there." After I have searched exhaustively for it, hence I will hunt again and waste so much precious time. However, the purpose of today's article is specially dedicated to a group of friends. We call ourselves Lunchtime on WhatsApp. Not that we always meet during lunchtime, but we try to make time to eat together. Before I begin, there are numerous other seniors, mentors, medical officers, nurses, medical assistants, specialists, registrars, patients, friends, and family members who have largely contributed throughout my journey in this particular posting. However, as mentioned, this is an article specially dedicated to a group of sisters. The first one, Dr. Stephanie Isabel Ana Ating. Me and Stephanie were allocated to the same ward when we first entered the orthopedics posting, which is the female orthopedic ward, FOW. It was only the both of us, whereas the remaining batchmates who entered the same posting as well were placed in the male orthopedic ward, MOW. We went through a lot of hardships together within that ward from our first day there, and perhaps it's because we only had each other, we began to lean on each other for moral support. No doubt that the male orthopedic ward is just right across from our ward. We rarely interacted with the others, hence it didn't take long before we formed a close bond of friendship, and having her there alleviated some of my stress and anxiety. We took turns covering for each other and helping each other out. Well, she helped me more than I could ever repay her actually. Eventually, we completed our tagging period and we were shifted to the male orthopedic ward before she entered a subspecialty SFAT during our 3rd month in the posting till the end. Next is Dr. Lam Si Wei, aka Ashley. I met this jovial person during our state orientation program Transformasi Minda PTM back in June 2023, when we were allocated to be seated on the same row. She was rarely without a smile and has an extremely loud voice and laughter, but most importantly, she always had an upbeat demeanor. Our friendship bond began to deepen when I used to spend time with her during her night shifts, when I happened to have a day off or the following day off, as I would accompany her during her night shifts in wards. Initially, I did that because I wanted to train myself for blood taking, as I have yet to build my confidence. Eventually, we started having late night coffee with bread somewhere in the middle of her shift, and we would swap stories and mindlessly gossip. It took our minds off work for a while, and it was such a great stress reliever. Perhaps that's what we all needed, which was to share our burdens together. Eventually, she entered a subspecialty as well, arthroplasty team, and we stopped having our late night kopitiam sessions. Finally, Dr. Kimberly Claire Desser. This lovely girl seems quiet at first, but is actually one of the funniest person I've met, especially when she starts ranting. I don't quite remember when we started bonding. Perhaps it was during one of her night shifts when I decided to volunteer to help her take coming morning bloods just to practice my blood taking, but our schedule rarely matched. Most of the time, my off days aligned with Ashley. Hence, if I were to come in during the night shift on my off days, it would be when Ashley is working. Eventually, this girl went into the Perry team, and I used to accompany her during my post-night shifts by following her for her morning reviews or morning rounds, or as she is carrying out her job list for the day just for moral support. She often used the word mamam in reference to the Malay word makan, which means to eat, and she even took me out to try my very first laksa sarwa, and we even LLB together once. I recall that it wasn't easy because we were just trying to avoid wards as we both dislike going to wards, and it became a workout for both of us as we hopped from one place to another, walking fast, acting busy, when in actual fact we were just running away from our bosses. We finally went out together as a group on the 20th of October 2023 to celebrate my 26th birthday. This lovely bunch of girls tried their best to support me as I was the only one who was living alone, far away from my parents, while the rest of them lived at home. I have never been more than thankful to have them as my support system. Regardless, we hardly ever meet up. It didn't feel lonely. Virtually, we always communicated in our group, and I will always cherish these short but sweet memories I shared with them. During our second month in this posting, we applied to enter medical as our next posting. Sadly, everyone got in except me. I was due to enter a completely different posting. Personally, it saddens me to be separated from a lovely team. We always thought that we would go through this together, but perhaps God has different plans set for us. It's not the end of the world, of course. Our paths may cross again in the subsequent postings. However, as of now, it's time for me to step off the train and interchange to another station while they carry on their journey together. To my lovely group of sisters, I am sincerely grateful to have shared this experience with all of you. Our time together was lovely and beautiful while it lasted. I only hope to cross paths with all of you again. May the subsequent postings be kind to us as we adapt and learn. We will pull through this journey regardless, for good faith is always with us. Thank you for listening to this audio blog. Do stay tuned for more, which will be available every Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Remember to click on the subscribe button as well as the bell button so you won't miss out on any upcoming audio blogs.